Sweden has never been safer has been the slogan from the media and the establishment. And I am not here to censor myself. I am not here to talk around the issue. It is quite clear to everyone that has been paying attention that our issues stem from mass immigration. It is laughable that our government calls itself feminist while it's quite clear that women and children are the ones who are suffering in the most gruesome ways. I deem rape and suppression of freedom to be the most heinous of crimes that are happening within our borders today.
Police station, I noticed that the vast majority of the people waiting to report a crime were women. Later, the police officer who I met with told me that most were there to report rape.
Two 16-year-old migrant men follow and jump an 18-year-old boy on his way home. They punch him in the face, then they steal his phone while telling him that they had seen him on the tram and they thought that he was a dirty and ugly Swede that they wanted to rob. They then wanted him to take out money from his bank account, and when that didn't work, they beat him to the ground. They call him ethnic slurs for a Swedish boy, call him a son of a whore, and force him to open his mouth while they pee on him and film it all. 10 men jump an 18-year-old boy, force him to undress all the way down to his underwear, and then cut off parts or all of his hair. 4 young men jump 20-year-old Swedish man, rob him of what he has, and then forces him under knife threat to let them inside his apartment, where they steal additional things. They then force the Swedish young man into a dark garage where the humiliation begins. They beat him, humiliate him, force him to kiss the main offender's feet, and they film it all.
And now we are here. The issues are severe, and a couple of months ago it peaked when a woman, while carrying her baby, was shot in the head and killed. All of a sudden, it was a great time for politicians to condemn the crime in Sweden, but the damage had already been done, and is being done all around Sweden. See, what happens when you bring in more people into your country than your country can handle? What happens when you bring people into your country that does not want to learn the language or adopt its values? It's an interesting dichotomy here in Sweden, where we are extreme in the social justice department with the feminist government, politically correct language, and things like gender neutral daycare. But then we have a rise in sexual harassment and rapes and gang rapes on the other hand. Some cultures we are bringing here have no respect for Sweden, and some have no respect for women. This is the hard truth. However, the problem is that many of the people who are coming here are not humble towards the fact that they are getting help from the taxpayers. There are too many people who never get employed. Too many people bring crime, spit in the face of Swedes, and live on the taxpayers' money. Sweden doesn't owe it to the world to save the less fortunate by bringing them here and letting young criminals burn this country down. Politicians are talking about hot food being too expensive for the elders, and they can wear blankets to justify lowering the heat in the elders' home because the municipalities can't afford to take care of them. At the same time that we are paying for people that never give back, we are spitting the elders in the face, the people who built this country. The people who have worked all their lives get worse treatment than the criminals burning cars who keep getting paid by the system. I am, of course, not insinuating that all immigrants living in Sweden are living on welfare. I think it's stupid to try and misconstrue my argument to petty xenophobia, because it's way too clear that the altruism that we strive for by letting too many people in is having dire consequences. It is not petty racism to talk about it uncensored. I am extremely saddened by this. I want to see change. I want us to have an honest discussion about this. I want the world to look into what happened to Sweden and not follow in our steps.
Takbir!